Hey, Reb here, Rebecca, just not Becky of course, and I apologize, I know this is going to be shaky, but I don't have my gimbal, and plus I'm freezing. But I wanted to come to you from a different spot today, one that is going to be a little more special, and hopefully will hit home and show you the real reason I'm doing this project. I'm coming to you from the cemetery where my little girls, Rainy and Grace, are. The cemetery used to have a program where they donated plots for premature babies. So that when moms and dads like me were going through a horrible time, they didn't have to worry about trying to afford plots. So I'm going to show you where my little girls are, and unfortunately a whole lot of other babies. They also have a memorial wall here. So I want to show you this and why it's so important that you help me try to help other families and other babies. So I'm going to show you the stone that is where my girls are, and I designed this little stone. I did the artwork, and the very kind people at the memorial place etched it right onto that. So this is my little stone. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. So this is Rainy and Grace's stone. And I always think of them as little dragonflies. And ever since I did this, I've had little dragonflies following me around when I go out. So I think it's super special. And you can see just how many people lost babies. And they have not been doing this plot for a long time. I think the last baby that they did this for was just about 6 months after I lost mine. Over here, there's a memorial wall for babies lost that aren't buried here. Look, this wall started in '95. Look at how many babies' names are on, and there's multiple babies on some of these lines. This is why we're doing this project. There are way too many names on this wall, and it's two-sided. They filled this wall There's babies on here on this side in '84, '82. We can help put less names on these walls by making donations to the March of Dimes, by volunteering, by spreading the word, having conversations. Just share this video, get people talking, and let's do our little part to try and reduce the rate of premature birth. And let's help moms and dads and aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters of those who have lost premature babies. Okay, so on to the giveaway. This one is super special because now you want down. It has to be up, has to be down, has to be up, has to be down. On my shoulder, off my shoulder, around my neck, down. Anyway, so this one is super special. My beautiful, special, captivating, amazing, funny friend up north in Canada, Nikki from Plants, Pots, and Whatnots, contacted me and said she wanted to get involved and do something up in Canada to help the cause. She and her family have been touched by premature birth, and she's going to tell you her story. So she went and contacted a bunch of people in Canada and got donations, and is making one heck of a giveaway for all of you Canadian friends. This one is going to be a blowout. So please take a look at the video she made telling her family's story and telling you about what my Canadian winner is going to win This package will blow your mind. And let's hear Nikki tell her story. And then I'll be back and I'll tell you what you Canadian friends have to do to enter.
Hi. Okay, I'm a little out of my element. I'm usually very upbeat, and this is going to be probably a little bit more of a difficult video to shoot. When I heard and saw what Reb was doing with the March of Dimes in the US and whatnot, I really was able to relate to what, I mean, not directly, I'll explain. But I thought that was such an amazing thing. It's something that's so difficult to talk about. You know, nobody wants to talk about uncomfortable things, and this is definitely something that's extremely uncomfortable and difficult to talk about. So when I heard what Reb was doing down there, I reached out to her and I said, hey, the March of Dimes up here, as far as I can tell, doesn't do a whole lot of work with premature babies. However, we do have the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation here in Canada. So they were actually the first national organization in Canada to provide support for premature babies and their families. So they are there before, during, and after their their NIC stay, I guess. There is a foundation in Canada, and I'm sure there are others. But this one in particular I did find because it was specific to premature babies, and I thought that was an amazing thing. So I reached out to Reb and said, hey, I want to do something up here. Let me reach out to some Canadian companies and some amazing people up here and see what I can do. Let's get this, you know, North American. And so I was able to contact 5 amazing people, and they were all more than glad and more than willing to help out. So first I will tell you what I have here to offer Reb in hopes that it will help her cause, and you know, if it even saves, you know, one family a tear or helps someone, then, you know, it's all worth it. So I reached out to, again, a couple amazing people. So the first person that I contacted was Kristen from Sweet Life Flora. She is so amazing. She's helped me out in the past, and she's just an awesome lady. And Kristen has graciously donated this beautiful Thai constellation. It is a rooted plant. And I was floored. So that is the first plant that we have to give away, is this gorgeous Thai constellation. The second company that was so amazing and stepped forward and reached out was North Shore Tropical. So they are a company out of British Columbia, and she has donated a $100 gift card as our second prize. These are in no particular order. There's not like a first, second, and third prize. This is just all together. I didn't really mean to, you know what I mean. Okay. I also reached out to Daryl from Houseplant Journal. If you don't know who Daryl is, I'm sure you do. I think everybody knows who Daryl is. And he is donating a signed copy of his book, The New Plant Parent. So that was really exciting, and that was so sweet of Daryl. A company near and dear to my heart, the company that has saved all my plants, Marfil. They are generously donating 3 1-liter bottles of their soil enhancer. That is the stuff that I use, and my plants love it, and I'm sure yours will too. The next one is Crystal Star Nursery. You've heard me talk about them before. If you watch my channel, you've heard me talk about them before. They are an amazing local company, and just a family-run business, and they have some amazing Hoyas and tropical tropical plants. They have, oh my goodness, they have everything, and they're just wonderful people, and they are donating a $25 gift card as well. And the last prize, I had to throw something in there. I personally, myself and my channel are donating a whale fin Sansevieria, and I'll put a picture of all of the stuff here. I'm sure you've already seen it. Okay. So now the other thing that Reb had asked was if I would share my story. It is not technically my story. It is my sister-in-law and her husband. I did reach out to her just to make sure that it was okay if I shared. And it's something that's a little bit difficult, and I wanted to make sure that she was okay with it. And she was. She said, you know what, if sharing her story helps even one person, then it makes, you know, maybe a few tears worth it, right? So in September, early September of 2018, at the time she was pregnant with twins, and it was a boy and a girl. And in the beginning of September, she found out that during an ultrasound that her little boy was no longer growing. So the doctors gave her and her husband two options. They could either continue on with the pregnancy, let their son go, and have their little girl thrive and carry full term, or they could give birth early. At this point, it was 27 weeks, and give both babies a shot. So, I mean, I don't think they thought about it long. They opted to have the babies early in hopes that they would both make it and they would both thrive and could at least have a fighting chance. So on the 10th of September 2018, she gave birth to the twins at 27 weeks. Charles weighed 1 pound 6 ounces and Willow weighed 1 pound 12 ounces. We were there visiting them, and I have never seen a baby or babies that small in my life. They literally were just literally in the palm of your hand. They were the tiniest little things, and if you've never witnessed that before, and I hadn't until that point, it's not something that any of us really could wrap our brains around. But Jessica and her husband were there constantly, as much as they possibly could be, with the twins. And unfortunately, they lost Charles after 13 days. He had fought hard, and he couldn't fight anymore. So that left Willow. Willow was still there. Jess was there 8 hours a day. For 91 days they were in the hospital, and Jess was there every single day. And I had asked Jess if she wanted to share something, if there was something that she could say to someone who was going through something like this that, you know, could help possibly. And I'll read what she wrote. It was the hardest thing I have ever had to go through. I had to stay strong for them both, even stronger after I lost my son. I didn't miss a single day. I was there every day for at least 8 hours. After we lost Charles, I had to be strong for my daughter. If it wasn't for her, I don't know how I would have coped after the loss. I just kept telling myself that she needs her mama, and to go be with her, to talk to her, to cuddle her, and that when she was able, she would be coming home. The nurses were wonderful and very supportive. If I had to say one thing to someone going through this, it would be that it takes time. Be there for them. If you're struggling emotionally, physically, reach out, ask somebody for help. So here we are, a year and a half later, and this is my beautiful niece. She is the cutest thing. Unfortunately, we live quite a distance apart, and I don't get the chance to be there to see her grow, but oh, isn't she just the cutest thing? Anyways, sorry I got a little sappy there. It's, again, one of those difficult scenarios and situations and conversations, but I wanted you guys to know that this foundation is there. You know, if you can help any way, well, Reb's going to explain all of that, so I won't go on. But that is what I could do. I could share our story. I could share Jess and Chuck's story. And I can offer these amazing companies that have stepped forward to help. So thank you so much, Reb, for allowing me to do this, and I hope it helps. Thank you all. Mwah.
How about that story? My heart. My heart. Her story is profoundly touching and heartbreaking and beautiful, all wrapped up into one. And my heart goes out to her family and to her. So all of this is why we need to do what we can to start conversations and to get donations and to spread the word. We can do a tiny bit, and we can get people to talk about this, and we can get people thinking about what they can do. And there are things we can do, even if it's supporting a friend or a family member or someone in your community who's been touched by this issue. So, what do you have to do to enter the giveaway this week for the Canadian giveaway? All I want you to do is, first of all, live in Canada, lucky ducks, because Canada won't take me. I want to go and move to Canada, but they won't take me. It's hard to get to move to Canada. They've got some serious restrictions. You know, for good reasons. Canada's amazing. So what you need to do, you have to be a Canadian resident, and I want you to just put something supportive in the comment, and then use the hashtag plantsforpremies Canada. That's all. And then we will do the drawing for this giveaway at the same time we do for all of the other drawings for all of the other giveaways. Oh, that was a mouthful for me to get out. But all of the drawings are going to be done the same day, the 31st of this month, and then announced right away then. So that's coming up. There's one more giveaway for all of us United States citizens, residents. Yeah, there's one more coming up for us all here in the States. But this big Canadian giveaway is happening now, and you can enter all the way up until the end. And winners are going to be drawn and announced on the 31st. But for this one to enter, say something nice and supportive, and then use the hashtag plantsforpremies Canada. All right. Thank you so much, Nikki. You are a beautiful soul. I love you. And everyone out there, have a plantastic day.